Hey guys, I got a little deck profile going for you. This is my Dark Magician Blue Eyes deck. It's a work in progress. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to do with it that have not been able to do yet, but it works fairly well. If you have any advice or tips on what I could do with the deck, leave it in the comment section below and I'll make sure I'll take a look at that. So, let's see what I got going here. Alright, first off, I run 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon. I mean, who doesn't feel good with a Blue Eyes White Dragon by their side? You know what I mean? 3,000 beater. There's so many ways of getting it out, and it's just a great card. I run 3 Dark Magicians. Dark Magician is the best card in the game. I don't care who you are, Dark Magician is the best. I've loved the Dark Magician since the show. When I was little watching it, grew up using the Dark Magician, I've never given up on him. Then I'm running 2 Tricky. The Tricky. You can special summon him by discarding 1 card. You can get dud cards out of your hand. It's special summon him. He's a 2,000 attack point monster that you can special summon like that. It's just, I love the card. I've always loved the Tricky. Even when Yami used it in the last episode, it was just good. I liked it. Then I run 2 Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. If it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can banish 2 monsters from their grave. It's really good. He doesn't have any point to the deck really, other than once in a while banishing something from their graveyard, but I've always liked Kaiku. He's just always been a good monster. I've always seen potential with him. So I threw him in because, yeah, he's a spellcaster and his effect is not bad. I'm running 3 Elemental Hero Prisma. Prisma is the heart of the deck. You can make him a Dark Magician by sending 1 to the grave for your Eye of Timaeus plays, or you can send Blue Eyes to bring it back with Silver's Cry, or, you can do, it's a limitless card. There's so many things you can do with Elemental Hero Prisma in this deck. So, one thing that I like about Elemental Heroes is Prisma, because he's just a good card. I'm running 2 Summoner Monk, because you can ditch 1 of your dead spells, get out of Prisma, use Dark Magic Attack, or, Silver's Cry. It's go for rank 4 plays. Summoner Monk is just a great card. The majority of the deck is spells. There's a couple more monsters than spells, but it's very spell heavy, so. Then I run 3 Apprentice Magician. You can stall for days. You can pretty much get through 4 attacks with Apprentice Magician because the first one brings out the second. Then the third, and then it brings out Maiden, or whatever else you would be running. So, you can survive 4 attacks. You don't need to go to all of them. You can just go like Apprentice Magician for a Maiden. Just whatever fits the situation best. Then I'm running 2 Maiden with Eyes of Blue, because if it gets attacked, bring out a Blue Eyes. If it gets targeted, bring out a Blue Eyes. And there's so many ways to target in this deck. It's also a tuner. It's just a fantastic card. I like Maiden. Then I'm running 2 Eye of Timaeus. If you control you target a Dark Magician, bring out a Dark Magician fusion. It's amazing. When that card came out, I was like, Dark Magicians are back in the game, and they need to be feared again. I love that card. Then I run 1/1 for 1 because It's really good. You can get rid of one of your dead cards, bring out a Maiden. I would run more than one if it was not limited, but sadly, I can see why it's limited, but yeah. Then I run 2 Dark Magic Attack. Dark Magic Attack. If you control a Dark Magician, then it's a heavy storm for your opponent. Then you blow up all of their spells and traps. It's so good. It's so easy to get out Dark Magician in this deck. You don't even need to have a Dark Magician. You can just be like, oh, make Prisma's name Dark Magician and then Dark Magic Attack. It's just so good. Oh, I'm gonna set all my back row. Alright, Dark Magic Attack, get rid of all that shit. You know, it's fucking so good. I love that card. And I can just picture Yugi in his Yugi voice. Dark Magic Attack! You know, nostalgia. Then I run 2 Ancient Rules. Ancient Rules, special summon a level 5 or higher normal monster. So, I mean, even if you have Dark Magician or Blue Eyes in your hand, you have ways. It doesn't hurt to have it in your hand, especially with Ancient Rules. I only run 2, I would run 3 if I had the room, but I don't. So, 2 Ancient Rules, it's a great card, plus you can ditch it with a Summoner Monk, or, you know, whatever the situation. But yeah, 2 Ancient Rules, it fits. Then I run 1,000 Knives. I was not running 1,000 Knives for a while because in my Gagaga deck I have Gagaga Bolt, which is more easily searchable, but you can search it with Eternal Soul, and if you control a Dark Magician, you can pop a card on your opponent controls, so it's really good. Then I run 2 Summoner's Art. I got that card from watching Clifforts, or facing Clifforts, I should say, because I realized it didn't say Pendulum, it was just, you know, you can bring a Dark Magician or a Blue Eyes to your hand, use Eternal Soul, or, you know, whatever to get out your Dark Magician. It's a really good card. It's deck thinning, if anything, because it does not hurt to have the cards in your hand. Okay, I'm running 3 Magical Dimension. Magical Dimension is one of my favorite spell cards because you could have it. I mean, you can't use it on Summoner Monk because it can't be tributed, but if you have a Spellcaster, you can tribute it and special summon one from your hand and pop a card. That's so good. I mean, look at the possibilities of just even in this deck. Let's go with Maiden. You use Maiden. Summon Maiden, use Magical Dimension, target Maiden, get out a Blue Eyes, then bring out a Dark Magician, and pop a card. That is so good. That's like broken. That's a broken combo, and I love it in every way. So I run 3 because how could you not? It's so good. And that's not the only play with it, but then I'm running 2 Silver's Cry because you can special summon your Blue Eyes from the grave. And you can get Blue Eyes in the grave several ways, using Prisma. There's different ways of getting out Prisma, like Summoner Monk, get out Prisma, dump Blue Eyes, bring it back with Silver's Cry. I like that card in this because it is a Blue Eyes Dark Mission deck after all, so it just works really well. And then I'm running 2 Dark Renewal. If you control a Spellcaster and your opponent summons a monster, you can target that monster. So let's look at Maiden again. Target Maiden, bring out a Blue Eyes, summon Dark Magician. Yeah, so bring a blue and attack. It's just so good. Like, you send the 2 if your opponent summons a monster, you send that and 1 Spellcaster monster you control to the grave, and then special summon a Spellcaster from your deck or hand, deck, or grave. That's OP as crap, because if you use that with Maiden, you're getting a Blue Eyes, you're getting a Dark Magician, and you're sending their card to the grave. So it's great. Then I'm running 2 Eternal Souls. Eternal Soul, if you don't know what Eternal Soul does, you can either summon a Dark Magician from your hand or grave once per turn, or you can add a Dark Magic attack or Thousand Knives to your hand. You can only use one of those effects per turn, but your Dark Magicians on the field are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. But the downside, if it gets popped, then all of your monsters are destroyed, and the drawback kills. I feel like people might even be teching in Dark Magician if it didn't have that drawback. People might even just be running Dark Magician just so they can be like, oh, Eternal Soul, gonna blow up their back row. You know, highly doubtful, but I mean, that drawback just hurts if it hits you. So, you gotta be really careful with Eternal Soul. Then I'm running 2 Fiendish Chain, because if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know my belief, you need to be stopping monster effects in today's format, because monster effects, if you're not stopping their effects, you're losing. That's all I have to say, because the monster effects are crazy nowadays. Just insane. Okay, so I'm running my extra deck, I'm running 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate because you need a fusion to use Prisma to dump the Blue Eyes. Because you need to reveal the fusion. I don't have 3 Blue Eyes because that would just be too cloggy, and yeah. Then I'm running 1 Amulet Dragon. Because if it's summoned, then you can banish all spells from either player's graveyard, and it gains 100 attack for each. And if it gets destroyed, you can special summon a spellcaster from your grave. It's just it's a really good card. I like it. I don't go for it as often as I go for Dark Paladin. That's why I'm only running 1. So, but it is helpful in certain situations. I was facing a guy using spellbooks, just dominated with that card. I'm running 2 Dark Paladin. Discard a card, negate spells. He gains 500 for every dragon on the field or in either player's graveyard. And I run dragons, so I can at least power it up a little bit. I mean, using all my Blue Eyes or my Amulet Dragon, plus my Synchros, my Azure Eyes Dragon, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, Stardust Moonlight, or Black Rose Moonlight, and Armades. But pretty much my tuner, I can go for Azure Eyes. My dragons are unaffected, can't be destroyed or whatever, and then I'm special summon during my standby phase of the each standby phase. So yeah, Azure Eyes, Silver Dragon. Then I'm running 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend because during each main phase 1, I can destroy all face-up attack mission monsters. So it's just really good. It's OP. It's like, oh yeah, this is just a mirror force that you don't need to attack first. That's how I see it. And it's just OP as crap. So, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. It's easy to get out. All it is Dark Magician and Maiden, not too hard. So, then 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. When it is special summoned, you can return a monster to the hand, or if a level 5 or higher monster is special summoned, you can return a card to your opponent's hand. It's just really good. 24 beater, yeah. Armades. 1 Armades because there's not that many times where you can just attack and be confident that they're not going to activate a trap against you, or monster effect that's going to go off when it's attacked. Armades, it's a comfort thing. Like, you summon Armades and you attack with Armades, you don't have to worry. That's what I like about this card. So that I run 1. I wish it had more attack, but you know, whatever. And then I'm running 1 Hieratic of Sun Dragon of Overlord of Heliopolis. You can bring out 2 Blue Eyes pretty easily. I don't go for it that often. I'd rather have the 2 Blue Eyes probably, but in certain situations it helps. You can tribute any number of monsters from your hand or the field to destroy that many cards on the field. So it's really good. Then I'm running 2 Dark Magician of Illusions, or Ebon Illusion Magician if you want to be dumb. 2 level 7s, 2 Dark Magicians. I bring out another Dark Magician. I can banish cards when I attack. It's my favorite XYZ monster. So, yeah. Then I'm running Honor Arc Staple, Castella Staple, and then Daigusto Emerald. I can either bring back Blue Eyes or Dark Magician, or if you really need to, you can return 3 to the deck to draw a card, which you will never use that effect. So, that is the Blue Eyes Dark Magician deck. If you have any pointers of what you think I could do, leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, thanks for watching.